Your vantage point is waiting. Don't let someone else take it. Hello and welcome to what I believe is going to be one of my most exciting videos, because today we are not just going to be talking about properties. We're talking about land. Real, elevated, premium land in one of the most talked about addresses in Abuja right now. And by the end of this video, I promise you're going to understand why the smartest investors in the city of Abuja are already beginning to pay attention. My name is Chidi and I'm with Vantage Africa 360 Limited, which is your best perspective on African real estate. And today we are in Katampe Extension. Okay, so before I go into details, let me just give you a little geography. So there are three types of Katampe, and this actually matters because when you're buying a plot in this place I am about to talk about, you should understand that there is a reason why it is different. So first we have the Katampe main, and then we have Katampe Extension Diplomatic Zone, also known as the ECOWAS zone, and I think that should give you an idea of the caliber of people living there. And then we have the Katampe Extension Usuma District, which is where I am currently right now. And just in case you haven't noticed, I am sitting on a 500 square meter prototype on one of the plots in Katampe Extension Usuma District. And just behind me, you can see that there is a whole lot of work going on. So now we are done with a little backstory. Let me tell you that speaking of Usuma District, this area is an elevated platform. As you can see, it is very hilly, and from certain points in this city, you will be getting a panoramic view of the entire city of Abuja spread out before you as far as your eyes can see. You can see all the way to Transcorp Hilton if your eyes decide to walk that way. And if you know Abuja very well, you will know that Transcorp Hilton is one of the iconic landmarks of the FCT. So imagine being on this part of the world and you can see the whole of Abuja spread out like a buffet. Every morning you wake up and walk out to your balcony, you are not going to be looking into somebody's house or somebody's fence. You are just going to be seeing the whole of Abuja. You can, from your house, you already know your exit, your entrance, where you're going to, where you're not going to. You can see literally everything. That is the kind of elevation I am talking about, and that is what Usuma District brings to you. I know the whole thing about real estate is that the people that get in here first, they are always the ones that are going to benefit most from the appreciation that is going to happen while the progress here is going on. It has already been happening. It's like an old story. We've seen it happen in Asokoro, in Maitema, in Jabi. Katampe Extension is going to be next, because by the time this place picks up, if you are not here in time, you will have yourself to blame, because you are going to be buying at a very high price. But it's not enough to just talk about Usuma District. Let us talk about the exact reason why we are here, and that is Cheta City. So I'm officially welcoming you to Cheta City. What is special about Cheta City? Before you ask, I will explain that Cheta City is an estate that 5 topmost real estate companies came together and collectively decided to plan this estate. Like, I'm talking about the topmost real estate firms in Abuja right now. They came together and they decided to create Cheta City. And each of these real estate brokers, they have their little cluster inside the Cheta ecosystem. So you are going to be getting coordinated architecture and infrastructure, because these are top-notch people. They are not playing. So if you are buying any land in Cheta City, you are not going to be buying just a random plot anywhere. You're going to be buying something that's already been well thought out and planned, and it's just going to flow that way. So you are not getting any random land. And of course, this place is FCDA backed up. So you have your all your certifications and verifications. The whole place checks and it's legit. So let me talk about the topography of this place. Like I said before, this estate sits on an elevated ground. That means it is very, very hilly. And in real estate, it is not a problem at all, because of course that elevation is actually the reason why this place is premium. It is the reason why you'll be getting the panoramic views you are going to be getting when you get a plot from here. And this place, because of the hilly estate, because of the hilly topography, the developers are doing two very important things. The first thing they are doing is that they are backfilling the whole place so that they can get it properly leveled up to some extent, so that the whole buildings can be very stable. And also they're building retaining walls. As you can see, there are retaining walls all around so that it can properly hold into the terrain and make sure your plots are very stable in case you want to start building immediately. And for me, that is giving structure. It's giving proper planning and something that is carefully thought out, because it's not enough to just buy land here. They expect that people are going to build at some point. Now, speaking of the buildings, because this place is very hilly and the land is not even, the buildings here are going to follow the natural slope of the hill, which means that it's going to be like a staircase. Some buildings will be lower and then some will be higher, and it follows that way as it progresses. So this means that when you wake up in the morning, you're just going to be, from whatever point you are, you'll be getting a panoramic view of the city from whatever height you are. So it means that you're not going to be looking over into the next person's building. You're not going to be looking over into the next person's compound. You just have your own view. Space. Straight and simple. That is, I don't know, but that is giving something that I think you should actually be interested in. And also, because it is on a mountain, you know the thing about mountain. The air here feels different. You're not going to be breathing the same dust as people living on low level ground. So that for me is already giving premium experience when you buy from these estates and you get a building here. Speaking of the buildings, we have 250 square meters of land, and we have the 500 square meters. The 250 square meters goes for 60 million, and the 500 square meters go for 114 million. We also have 1,000 square meters in case that's your thing. You want a whole lot of space. You can reach out and then we'll fix that up for you for the 1,000 square meters. For the payment plan, I think we would prefer outright payment, but just in case it is not really in bulk like that, you want something more flexible, do reach out. We can always get you a payment plan that actually works, and then you just have to pay like a lump sum and then spread it over across a few months. So that works. This is actually the phase 1. And with all the perks I've just talked about and all the views you can see and everything you're going to be getting, I've also not mentioned the fact that there's going to be all the access road. There's going to be like street lights. There's going to be underground cables and electricity. There'll be no electric poles standing up and down in your streets. So your kids are very welcome to fly their kites anytime they want without any fear of the kites hanging on electric poles. There's going to be constant electricity, because this is not the kind of place you cannot be having this view and NEPA is blinking like eyes for you. No, we are going to be having proper security. It's a gated estate, so security is tight. And the sewage, yes, we are going to be having a very amazing sewage that also flows underground, so you don't have to deal with the nasty stuff. Nah, there's nothing like that. This is giving premium. Then of course, living this kind of place and with the kind of neighbors you are going to have, don't forget that I mentioned the 5 topmost real estate firms came together to do this. So you already know that the kind of neighbors you are going to be having in this place are top notch, and that already works for your network and your net worth. You're going to be improving on your social circle, and I think that is actually something to invest and be excited about. So, but this is basically all about the phase 1. There is a phase 2, and I'll be taking you there in a jiffy. So I'll just need you to sit tight and keep your fingers crossed, because that part I am going to tell you about is definitely like my most favorite part of this video. So keep your fingers crossed and join me as I go there. So I am currently standing on the junction leading to the road taking me straight to phase 2. So I just wanted to give you a glimpse of what the access roads here look like. It is not the only access road, but since we are going to phase 2, which is actually that way. But first off, like I told you before, you're going to be having a whole lot of neighbors in this estate. So it's not just going to be you alone. For instance, over there we have Harmony Hills Estate. So that's like a whole nother estate that is already going on. Like as you can see, the buildings are already standing up. Then we have the City View 1. These are a whole nother estate. As you can see, there are already infrastructure that's already going on. And then we have here Carlton Gate. That's another estate on its own. But this is actually the way leading us to phase 2 of Katampe Extension, Usuma District. And like I said, when we get there, I'm going to be showing you what it looks like, so you get a feel of what is going on there. And then you will know that you are actually investing in something premium and not just a random place. See you there. Okay, we are finally here at phase 2 of the estate. This is like the final point of this whole thing that we're going to like bring it together. So I need you to look around me and just take it all in, and you see that this is a whole different sort of energy. This is like the meeting point between luxury city lifestyle and the scenic nature. So if you look around, you can see that there is a whole lot of infrastructure already going on. Like that's the gatehouse over there, and it's already getting worked on, and it's rising very fast. The retaining walls and the fences are already up too. And if you just look around, you see that there are a lot of infrastructure going on, and normally you know the drill. Once an infrastructure goes in, the prices go up. And as for this place, we have there is a low level type of land, and there is a high level just over the hills, and that is behind Harmony Hills. So this place has an extension that gets to Maitama. There is just a link up between here and Maitama extension, so you are still in premium environment. As for the prices we have and the prototypes, we have the 180 square meters, and we have the 350 square meters, we have 400 square meters, we have 500 square meters, and we have 750 square meters, all ranging between the prices of 25 to 110 million. This is actually very cheap compared to phase 1, and you already know the reason. That is because this place gives a different kind of feel. This place gives a different kind of luxury. The building plan is not exactly in place, but should be in around November. And once that gets settled in, the prices here picks up, because basically once we hit a milestone of every infrastructure, the prices go up. So it is actually your best interest for you to pick a plot here and just settle in, because the view here is very different. You're not going to be dealing with lights and the road network and all the bustling sound of the city. You're going to be seeing all these beautiful mountain views. If you're somebody that just likes a bit of nature but also wants to live the city lifestyle, this is the place for you. So do well to just pick a place. If you are somebody that you don't want to climb too much hill, you don't want to stretch yourself and just go too much, you can pick a plot around this area. But if you're somebody that likes views, you want to go somewhere higher, that place is actually a very good spot for you. Okay, so this is what I want you to do for me. I have my contact details on the screen. Do reach out with your questions. Any questions you have at all, I'll be glad to clear your minds and just answer it up. If you are up for a personal site inspection, I am also available for that. So please do reach out to me, and then let's take you around and give you a feel of what you are going to be getting when you invest and buy a plot from our hands. So like this video, send it to somebody who's been talking about owning a plot of land in Abuja, somebody that likes a mixture of city lifestyle and scenic nature, somebody that wants to own a piece of the world, somebody that has just been sitting on this plan. You don't know, you might just be helping the person. So send it, like, comment, subscribe, and till I come your way next time, remember your vantage point is waiting, and don't let somebody else take it. Signing out.